What's up? Ben from WODprep here, and I have a special guest that you might have seen previously. We had her in another video. This is Nikki. She lives here in Denver. She's one of my good friends. And in this video, I'm gonna teach her how to climb a rope. So what she's told me, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you have climbed some ropes. You've been able to do it legless, and then there have been times when you've used your legs, but definitely not properly.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hopefully in this video be able to teach her and you, the viewer, whether you're a coach or an athlete who's trying to learn how to climb a rope and safely get back down. But first, as a baseline, let's see what she has. Okay, all right. Clearly lots of arm usage here. All right, that's good enough, and relax. I know you could get all the way to the top and it just looks painful coming down. All right. And now her pants are absolutely filthy because it has ropes all over it. But as you can see, Nikki does what a lot of athletes do, which is climb the rope using almost nothing but arms. She did a little leg pinch there to try to give a little bit of rope support. But what's cool is that today I'm gonna teach her how to use her legs almost exclusively. Let me show you how I climb the rope. So when I climb the rope, I would normally jump really high, but I'm not going to right now. So I get my hand grab, and then I lift my knees up as high as I can. I clamp and stand. And what's cool is that I could technically support almost all my body weight without my arms and hands at all. And when you get to the point where you can climb a rope using mainly your legs, it becomes a lot easier. So with that, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm gonna have some free training that I would love to send your way, free training that can help you with other skills similar to rope climbs, all the other CrossFit skills. I have tons of free stuff. So with that being said, let's start with the most important aspect of the rope climb, and that is the foot clamp. As you can see when Nikki was climbing, she kind of just like squeezed it between her legs. I've seen some people do where they wrap their whole leg around the rope, and what happens is that causes a lot of friction and it will help support you on the rope. The issue is it's very difficult to climb when your legs are all wrapped up and tangled in the rope like this. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach her how to wrap properly with very little rope entanglement. So all you need is some sort of box or something you can sit on. The rope should be just in front of your body. And then what I do is I have my right leg that's crossed in front of my body. And then I have my other leg crossed the opposite direction, okay? So right leg is on top, left leg is on the bottom. And then what happens is it creates a scissor effect, right? So you see how the rope is in between my feet? All I do is I clamp them together. So what's happening here is I'm straddling the rope. I go right leg up, left leg up, and then I'm literally clamping the right foot on top of the left. So let's have you just practice that. Don't even grab the rope. Just literally hands on the side, right foot over, left foot on the bottom. And then what I want you to think about is you're almost standing this foot on top of the bottom foot. So you should see, if I told you to stand up, you're gonna feel a lot of pressure on top of the rope. So try like standing a little bit, right? Just kind of put pressure. Do you feel that rope pushing on top of that bottom foot? Good. That pressure, that clamping effect, all of that weight coming down from your right foot onto the left foot or the top foot onto the bottom foot, that's what clamps the rope. People will get this scissor, okay, and then they bring their feet back together and they have a lot of space. So they're here, they create the scissor, and then their feet are not clamped together. So when they go to stand, the rope slides in between their feet. The key to climbing the rope is to make sure that we have a lot of tension, a lot of friction between the top foot and the bottom foot. When I get that scissor position, I step my top foot on top of my bottom foot, and then from here I have a ton of tension, and then I can literally stand up. Okay, so that's what we're gonna try now. So try to get that same clamp position. Yeah, you're stepping on that bottom foot with as much pressure as you can. And then from here, what I want you to do is reach as high as you can, and then just stand up. Try standing up. Excellent. And sit back down. Good. Let's do that one more time. Just kind of shake it out. Get your clamp, reach high, and stand. Good. Excellent. And you can see that rope isn't slipping. Looks good. The hard part is, can you lift your knees to your chest and reclamp without falling, okay? Can we clamp, lift, and reclamp, and thus pulling us up the rope? So that's what we're gonna practice right now. So I'm gonna have you come, get your hands nice and high, get the clamp position. We're gonna stand, move our hands up a little bit, and I'm gonna try to prevent you from spinning so that everyone can see. And then from here, this is the hard part, all I want you to do is lift your knees to your chest while taking that scissor and opening it back up. So you know, we have the scissor here, okay? My legs are that scissor. I slice. That slice creates that pressure. Now what I need you to do is open up the scissor again, lift, slice, and now we're climbing the rope. Okay, so that's what I want to see if you can do. And we're gonna have you start exactly the way you started. So hands nice and high, scissor slice, stand up. Okay, now reach up as high as you can. Unslice, lift your knees up, slice again. There you go, and climb, boom. Do that one more time, I got a spotter for you, slice. Excellent, and you can start coming down, relax. I haven't told you how to come down yet, but you'll figure it out. All right, awesome. I mean, that was great, you're already doing it. So, starting from the ground, from the box, we scissor and slice, stand, reach, as high as you can. Go get those hands as high as you can. There you go, stand, stand, stand all the way. Scissor, and clamp again, excellent. Great, and you can relax because we don't want to get you too high up there. Excellent. I can remove the box and literally just start from right here. Starting from here would be, I get that reach to start the initial clamp, I lift and clamp, or lift and scissor, whatever you want to call it, and then I start climbing. So with that, I'm gonna start to remove the box because she's already demonstrated she can climb the rope no problem. If you can lift your knees really high and reach really high, then you're gonna be able to get the rope, up the rope in just a couple pulls rather than a bunch of really small pulls. If you do a bunch of really small pulls, it's gonna be way less efficient than reaching far, lifting those knees super high. Okay, so let's talk about how to come down, and then we're gonna put it all together. If you had, let's say, shoes that were very loose or untied or they're very soft, what'll happen sometimes is when you go for that clamp, your shoe will start to slide around and it's all awkward and it'll twist your ankle in all weird ways. So just make sure you have your shoes super tight, like I told her before this video, and then you have some really durable shoes. And if you have those, you're gonna be able to climb the rope, no problem. Okay, so I've given you a little bit of a break with my lecture. Now let's talk about how are we gonna get down the rope. So when we climb the rope, we keep the rope pretty close to our body. So I clamp my feet, I stand, reach, lift as high as I can, clamp again, stand, so on and so forth. Once I get up the rope, the key here now is to create separation from my legs and the rope because we don't want to burn up our legs. And I want to loosen up my feet just a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. I lean back to create space between my body and the rope. Okay, so now that rope is only touching my hands and my feet. And then from here, I just slightly loosen up the grip of my feet. So what I don't want you to do climbing, which is have the feet slightly separated so the rope can slide, I do want you to do on the way down. It's very subtle, because if you just let your feet go, you're gonna slide down the rope way too fast. So all we're doing is I'm just slightly opening up my feet, allowing a little bit less friction to happen between my feet and the rope, and then gravity's naturally gonna let you slide. And then normally, I don't slide down the rope with my hands, I just reach. So it's like one over the other. I just reach, 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 all while I'm leaning back, and it makes it easy peasy. So with that, let's do maybe a couple pulls up, and then I'll walk you through how to come down the rope, hopefully nice and controlled. All right, so first start with your hands up as high as you can, because that's how you're gonna get your feet off the ground. Scissor, clamp, stand, excellent. Reach, lift your knees as high as you can, clamp, up, get that good clamp, there you go. Okay, so great. From here, all I want you to do is extend with your hands, so lean back, get some separation, and then slowly let your feet come apart, hand over fist. Yep, just like that. Good, that was excellent. How did that feel? Good. Not too bad? All right, all I wanna do is let's practice that a little bit more, except this time, if you guys notice on that last rep, your feet like you tried climbing and standing a little bit too early. You gotta make sure before you extend those legs, make sure your clamp is really good. Because the last thing you want is to be here and then like try climbing the rope and your feet slide down like that. So make sure your clamp is really good, have a solid foundation, a solid platform, if you will, before you stand up all the way. All right, so now my challenge to you is, can you get to the top of the rope, so touching just the black metal of the rope in, let's see if you can make it up there in less than 3 pulls. So like 2.5 pulls. All right, so big extension, lift your knees as high as you can to get that first clamp, and stand. Same thing, high as you can. Clamp, stand. Oh yeah, she's there already. Now what do we do to come down? Get your hands in front of your face, lean back. Excellent, beautiful, bravo. I don't know if you guys could see, but that was textbook, that was fantastic. You will also notice, we haven't really talked about this, she came wearing the right equipment. She has sturdy shoes and leggings that go all the way down to the ankle. If it were me and I was actually doing a rope climb workout, I would try to get some longer socks. I usually like something that comes at least halfway up the calf, because when you're sliding down that rope, the only friction that you're gonna have is kind of like right around the shins, and it can really tear you up if you're not wearing the right equipment. If we were trying to make this super efficient, and let's say this rope right now is only about 12 feet tall. If I went to a full 15 feet and it was way higher up in the air, what I do is I try to jump pretty much as high as I can. That's where I grab, and then I treat it exactly like I would any other rope climb, right? So imagine I jump up really high in the air, boom, and I grab right here. I'm just lifting my knees as high as I can, clamping, standing, okay? So that's it. So what all the jump does is the jump allows you to basically avoid an entire pull. Because if I try to jump really high, let's see what I can do. Here, right, I'm all the way up to the top of the rope just on one pull, which is way more efficient. And then again, to come down, I get separation to get that rope off my leg. And then usually I slide down hand over fist, or sometimes I do I let go, grab, if you're really comfortable with it and not afraid of heights. Awesome work. So there you have it, folks. We've talked about how to start off with a very simple progression. All you need is a rope and a box, practicing the clamp and the stand and the reach. And then what we did is, once she demonstrated that she could clamp and support her body weight and stand all the way up and then do it again, we practiced that a few times. I got rid of the box. She was able to get higher and higher. And then once she started actually getting some serious height, I made sure to teach her how to come down safely, because that's something that unfortunately a lot of people miss, is they get all the way to the top and they're like, what do I do now? And then it's all kinds of crazy pandemonium coming back down. So with that, I hope that this video helps you learn how to climb a rope. There are lots of different techniques that you can use. There's people who love to do the full wrap. There's people who use their heels instead of the top of their feet. Like, there's all kinds of different intricacies and different variations of rope climbs that you can use to get up the rope. This is just one that's worked really well for me, and I've always been pretty decent at rope climbing, and clearly it worked amazing for Nikki. So in the comments below, let me know what is one thing that you learned about rope climbing in this video, or one thing that you're going to try with yourself or your athletes. If you have any additional advice for Nikki, make sure it's nice. She's a volunteer. She's not being paid to be here. But if you have any additional advice for Nikki, leave it in the comments below. As promised, you can get completely free training at WODprep.com. You can pick and choose whichever movement you want to learn, and I will send you free training about it. Go to WODprep.com or click the link in the description below or in the top comment. Enter your name and email, click the movement that you want to learn, and I'm going to send you a bunch of free training, no strings attached, because I want to help you get better at this awesome sport called CrossFit. And if you haven't smashed the subscribe button, please do. Thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you think it's super lame. Yeah, any other commentary? If you like videos like this, I will keep hosting people here at WODprep headquarters. If you're in the Denver area, shoot me a message on Instagram and let me know you'd like to be in one of these videos, and we can arrange a time and a place where I can maybe teach you a skill just like this. And without further ado, I will see you in the next video. I have rope in my mouth.